We're going from 0 to 60 with Tarzan, so let's get cracking! Hello all my explorers, and welcome back to Loren's Adventures Out There. And if you are new, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it. My name is Loren, and I'm with Castles, Capes, and Clones, where we discuss everything in the Disney universe. We do unboxings and hauls, pins, box swaps, Disney news, Disney reviews, and more. So if that sounds fun to you, we'd love it if you would subscribe to our channel, hit the bell for notifications, and do like this post, as it really does help us out. Okay, so we are continuing our series from 0 to 60, which is our look at the films of Walt Disney Animation Studios in chronological order. We started off with Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, and we will go until Encanto, the 60th film. So today, we talk about, and I believe, one of the most underrated films from Walt Disney Animation Studios, and that is 1999's Tarzan. Tarzan is based on a series of novels by Edgar Rice Burroughs, most notably Tarzan of the Apes. It tells the tale of a family who was stranded on an island. The parents get killed, and the little baby is raised by gorillas. And just that kind of adventure. It's just a wonderful tale that's been told over and over again. But Walt Disney Animation Studios did it in its own style. And again, I just find it to be one of the most underappreciated films. It is just glorious, and it's got a wonderful soundtrack. So let's get into the production. So back in the 90s, then Walt Disney Animation Studios president, Thomas Schumacher, was surprised that they never did a adaptation of Tarzan, and he felt like they could do it better than anybody else in animation form, and so that is how it was born. Kevin Lima from the Goofy movie was assigned to direct, and then he brought in his friend and one of my former teachers, Chris Buck, who is notably co-director of Frozen, and the two of them embarked on telling this story. Kevin Lima looked at this as a story about Tarzan and feeling like he was one of the apes, but again different, and that he saw when Tarzan and Jane touched hands, that this really underscored how he saw that he was one of the humans. The team actually brought in a lot of adoptive parents to talk about their experience and what it was like to have an adopted child, which I thought was very interesting. And you can definitely tell how much Kala just loved the child and what she would do for it, even though he was an adopted child. Brendan Fraser had actually been auditioned for the role of Tarzan twice, but they inevitably went with Tony Goldwyn. I always forget that Tony Goldwyn was Tarzan in the film. Glenn Close was Kala. The role of Turk actually was meant for a man, but Rosie O'Donnell came in and they loved her so much that they turned Turk into a girl. And then Woody Allen was originally going to be Tantor, but Jeffrey Katzenberg actually scooped him up for DreamWorks and asked him to work on the film Ants, which, as we know, he did. So then the role of Tantor went to Wayne Knight of Seinfeld fame. Work for the film was done both in Burbank, but also in Paris, and that proved to be a challenge for the animators. This is in a time and age before Zoom calls and things like that. We didn't have that kind of technology back then. And then eventually, animation also went to Disney MGM in Florida. And Glenn Keane was assigned to Tarzan. And he really saw Tarzan, as kind of a surfer guy. And the directors were not exactly loving the idea, but then Glenn Keane did some animation based on the skateboarder Tony Hawk, and they loved it. And so that's the kind of animation that we got in the film of Tarzan skating through the trees, and it's just glorious. To study the gorillas, the animators went to the zoos, studied documentaries, but most of all, they've got to go to Kenya and Uganda to really look at the gorillas there, and just get a sense for movement and, get that kind of realistic feel, which I think that they really did capture in Tarzan. And with the films of late, this film also used extensively 3D animation, especially for the trees and things like that when Tarzan is skating through the trees. And they really did use the 3D animation quite well. It was there, but not for the music. Early on, Kevin Lima and Chris Buck decided that they did not want to have a classic musical. They felt that it would be really funny to have Tarzan singing in the trees, and so they wanted to go for they wanted to have music, but music that was would tell the story outside of the characters actually singing. So they brought in Phil Collins, who is a big pop star of the day, and again, I think that this music that he created is some of the finest that Walt Disney Animation Studios has done. The music is just beautiful. You'll be in my heart. If you aren't crying by the end of that song, then you are inhuman. Ultimately, You Are in My Heart won the Academy Award for Best Song, and for Phil Collins. And I definitely think it was worth it. In terms of the box office, this was the first time that a Walt Disney Animation Studios film appealed to all of the demographics for the first time since The Lion King. And so it was actually a big hit for them. It came in #1 in the box office and beat out Austin Powers' The Spy Who Shagged Me. Critically, it also did very well. People liked the brisk pace of the story, as well as the animation. It was just a wonderful, wonderful movie. I really enjoyed watching this movie again. I just have to underscore how underappreciated this film is. You really don't hear a lot of people talking about Tarzan, and it really does have some of the best music and just some of the best vocal performances, but also the animation. I honestly think this is one of Glenn Keane's best characters that he's done. What he did animating Tarzan in the trees, just glorious. I really invite you to watch this film and just watch it just for that, because you will be amazed at how, if you just think about them doing this in hand-drawn animation. That's 24 drawings a second, and how they really just captured the movement and everything like that. I really highly recommend Tarzan. if you haven't watched it before, please go to Disney Plus and watch it today. Because I think you will really find a film that you will enjoy. Otherwise, if you did watch the film, did you love it? Did you hate it? Let me know in the comments below what you thought about Tarzan. Otherwise, if you enjoyed yourself, we'd love it if you would subscribe to our channel, hit that bell for notifications, and do like this post as it really does help us out. Visit us on all of our socials down below. Visit our website at www.castlescapesandclones.com. Thank you so much, and we will see you later. Bye! Intrusive.